What's going on? Hello.
Hello.
Hi. How are you?
Can you believe I'm on before the last one?
I am so excited. I actually, you didn't get a pre-recorded video because I actually just finished this one, which was so cute.
So
So,
cute. I love it.
I was racing here because I did it this morning. Last night, I literally, I don't know what you think I'd be rested from being on vacation, but I was so exhausted. So last night we had dinner and then I went straight to bed. Patrick's like, let's go walk the dog. I'm like, I'm really tired. I'm going to go lay down. I was telling CJ, I literally napped in every bed in the house last night. I like went into Violet's room and laid there. And then I went into Kai's room and laid there. And then I went into my room. But I went to bed. I mean, we ate dinner probably at like 7:30. I ate and then I went straight to bed. And I didn't get up until this morning. So I got up early this morning. My sewing room was in such dire need of some cleaning. It was so bad.
Mine is too. Don't look around in here. You think as much as I've been home, but I just
Put it in my bag. Yeah, but I don't know why I was so exhausted, but I got up this morning and I finally stitched this out. I was like, you know what? Be nice if this was stitched out prior to class.
it's so cute.
It is so cute. And your kit has, if you got a kit, it has this one, it has everything for this, and then it has everything for the bag of coal too. So you should be able to do both of them. And it is so cute. But that's why I'm just putting my best. We are gonna start with we're not gonna be doing this one. We're gonna be doing the dog bone. But I did stitch out both of these and I did that a while ago. So there I'll send you all the recording that is uninterrupted, and then I'll send you the recording today from today's class. But you'll have and there's different fabrics in everyone's kit. So you might not have these exact ones, but we're going to be stitching out the bone. So that's what we're going to start with. So we need, hi, Miss Lorraine. Hi, Hannah. What time is it? Those ladies have 4 more minutes to get on. We are going to be in a 5x7 hoop. So you can go ahead and get your 5x7 hoop and your little kit if you have one. Lorraine, I was thinking about you because I put some stuff out for you. I don't know if you need that fringe foot for tomorrow, but Michelle and I are going to be here almost all day today. Let me get my 5x7. And there is my special kit. Should be using this one. See if I can find the opening. Hi, Miss Cheryl.
Morning, Jeannie. How was your vacation?
Vacation was great. I was just telling the ladies how I needed it. I was so tired yesterday and I was napping. I want to say I took 2 or 3 naps on my vacation. I usually take 2 or 3 naps all year, but it was so nice just in the middle of the day. If I felt a little bit tired, just took a nap. It was nice. Can't wait till that's my whole life, napping all day. So this is going to be mine for today. So we're going to start off with the little pouch, the little doggy pouch. And we're going to wait just a couple more minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started. Who's here? Miss Charlene. Let me let her in. Hi, Miss Charlene. I was just telling the ladies we're going to start with the little doggy pouch. 5x7 hoop. and 1 piece of our no-show mesh, because you're going to need the other piece for the other side. So 2 pieces of no-show mesh for this. So if you want, you can get hooped up and just hoop up your no-show mesh. Lorena, are you just watching? Or are you going to be sewing? Watching?
I'm just watching.
Okay. I think I'd be bored watching. I'd be like, Jeannie, you're boring.
You're not boring.
And then this is what happened yesterday. We picked up our car. So we ordered an electric car, the Volkswagen IDT. We ordered that last July. So over vacation, they sent us a note saying that it was like on its way. And then we got another note saying that it was in town. Well, we went to pick it up yesterday and we were there for 3 hours. It's been a while since we bought a car. I can't remember if it usually takes that long. So we were there for 3 hours, and the whole time I was getting sleepier and sleepier. So I think I took a nap then. I was supposed to meet CJ at the store yesterday, and I was like, I need to go home and eat and take a nap. I literally went home, and that's when I laid in every bed. I took a nap in every bed. And then I went to bed at 7:30. Crazy. I should be so energized today. I'm feeling like okay. All right, it's 10:30. So hang on, we have somebody else just joining us. Let's let them in. I think it's Susan. Hi, Miss Susan. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. If you got a kit from the store, it's gonna have everything you need to make the pet pouch, the dog one, and then it'll have everything you need to make the little kitty one too, which looks like a little goldfish. So we are not going to be making this one. We will be making this one today though. So, and everyone's fabric is different. Not everyone's, but I cut probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 different fabrics for this. So we're going to get started with the little bone pouch first. I just had a heart attack going, did I pull out my USB? Because I was stitching this morning, and you know what? I need a USB really quickly because I did not pull out my USB. Let me go ahead. I'll do that in a second. So what I want you to do, first of all, is I want you to get your dog pouch first. Just grab your whole stuff, and I think it'll say dog pouch. So go ahead and grab that. And go ahead and hoop up. You're going to have 2 pieces of no-show mesh for this. So go ahead and hoop up one of those. I'm going to put my design on my USB. And sorry, ladies. Okay, I think I'm good now. Okay. Oh, Miss Carolyn's here. Let me let her into the room. And I think we should be good. All right. So here's our instructions. You're going to hoop your light mesh cutaway stabilizer, and you're going to load the appropriate design. So let's go on over to our machine. And let me go ahead and put in my USB. And I am looking for, let me get this off of my machine so I can. Hey, Miss Carolyn, I know you're just joining us. We're doing the little dog pet pouch first. So we're going to go ahead. Let's make sure we put in the right design. So we're going to load this one first. Don't do this one. We're going to go ahead and do the back first. So let's go ahead and put that one in, set it. Let me get rid of my background. Off. I like to choose my hoop size. It's a good habit. I'm going to just go ahead and choose my 5x7. We're going to be doing this in 2 hoopings. Why is that above there? Let's say okay. And then we're going to stitch the batting placement line. So go ahead and slide on your hoop. Let me get untangled from this cord. Had it wrapped all the way around me. Slide this on. And color does not make a difference right now, so you can put any color that you want. I'll just do something that you can kind of see. I'll do this like little turquoisey blue. And then you're going to go ahead. You should have a piece of batting. Of course, I forgot my spray tent. So grab your piece of batting, give it a little shot of spray. Yeah. A bottom foot.
The rubber things that stick on the bottom of the machine.
No idea. We don't have one. Do we have one? It's going to be the same as like the Zest. But I think I sold the last one. We might have one in the back. Okay, go ahead and take your batting and put it down. So that is step number 4. Place your project batting, stitch the batting tack down line, and then trim the batting close to the stitch line. So we're going to go ahead and put that on here. Again, color doesn't make a difference. Go ahead and tack it down, and then you're going to trim it. Get your favorite pair of double curved scissors or applique scissors, whatever you like best. I feel like I'm on the bounciest part of the table right now. I'm going to have to add like a support here in the middle. Your machine shouldn't be as loud as this. All right, ladies, trim it up. Since there's so much turning, I am going to just slide it off. A lot of times, you know me, I'm super lazy, so I leave it on there. Just go ahead and trim your batting. So I'm almost done with it, but I've been working on the cup of chair spreadsheet, and I should have everyone's stuff. I'm hoping they're going to drop it off today. Sometimes UPS doesn't come today because they sent me part of my embroidery designs. I didn't get all of them, so I should be getting all the rest. I have all your fabric kits, all your embellishment kits, and I'm just waiting for the rest. The only other thing I don't have yet that you'll get later is going to be the backing. Again, they sent me half of my backing. I got 20 of them, and I'm waiting for, I think, like 25 more. But it's going to take us a couple of weeks to get all through all of that. I was going through the cup of chair stuff going, oh my goodness, ladies, this is a big project. but it is going to be worth it because it is going to be so gorgeous. It's going to be so heirloom. It's going to be one of those things that gets passed down from generation to generation. And I am not kidding you. That's how beautiful it's going to be. Okay. Don't want to rush you. So you should have the batting trimmed up. And now we're going to do the placement line for the back fabric. How are we doing, everyone, ladies? Are we all okay? We're all trimmed up and ready up. Got a thumbs up from Anna. We trimmed up. Thank you, Susan. Miss Carolyn, you all trimmed up, ready to go? And Miss Charlene?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and do our placement line. Hey, how are you? Rick's blowing me kisses. Couldn't have a better day, right? All right, so you're gonna have 2 pieces of fabric that in your little kit that should be, so your backing fabric is 5 by 7.5, and your back lining fabric is 5 by 7.5. So, and that's all fabric number 1. So I have this fabric right here. This is going to be mine. Yours might be different. If you only have 2 pieces that are going to be big like this. So just go ahead and grab one of those. And I'm going to give mine a little shot of spray. I've been bringing my spray tent back and forth, and I was like, why am I doing this? So I'm going to get my, I'm going to get, oh, I really should give mine a little press, shouldn't I? Yours might need a little press too. Good to see you. And then you're going to want to pick out, whoop,
Need my hug.
good to see you. You might want to pick out a color that's going to be a nice contrast to this. So I'm going to go, what do you think? I'm just going to do this light blue. I could do turquoise too, like a good turquoise. I'm going to do this one. I think that's going to be prettier. Wait, Michelle? Hang on, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, don't open a whole one, but it's only $8.99. Okay, little shot of spray. It's just me and Michelle here today, and I think people have been chomping at the bit to get in. Okay, so we're going to place this down and we're going to stitch the tack down line. Do not trim the fabric. So go ahead and put it down. I pressed it, but you can't even tell. Still all wrinkled. All right, here's my tack down. And then after you're done with the tack down, just go ahead and do your quilting. I'm looking at this right now going, ooh, I don't think I like that as my quilting stitch. It's just not, it's just, I know for you guys, it looks pretty when I look at it on the screen, but it is, I think I need it bluer. Turquoisey bluer.
This to us. Let's look at. Yeah, 20. Yep.
Yep, for paradise. I'll just do that one. All right, go ahead and do your quilting stitches, ladies. And my screen's telling me 4 minutes to do this stitching. And it's just cute little dog bones. Okay, while you're stitching this out, go ahead and heat up your iron.
Hey, Jeannie.
Yeah.
So when I downloaded the embroidery files, it didn't have the center, mark your center piece on it. Is that something standard that always comes through?
No, not on, nope. This doesn't have any centering mark. Where you
Oh,
lay it
okay.
down, everything just gets laid down over the placement stitch.
But it didn't have the placement stitch.
Well, so I mean, you should have had, your placement stitch would have been the entire, like this whole thing.
Oh, okay.
There
Okay.
wasn't a crosshair.
Across. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's no
Thank you.
crosshair with this one.
Thank you.
Yep. All right.
Jeannie, is there going to be a video on the cinch bags?
Yeah, I actually, sorry you haven't gotten it yet, but I just did the video for the Santa Cinch bag. I did that video tonight, this morning, so I'll send that one out, and then you'll get the video from the class today too.
Perfect.
Isn't it cute? It is. It is so cute. I just loved it. Oh, I think it's two. Yeah, it's not. This one is actually. I think that one's two.
No, it's actually this one is August. Well, it's one by the picture.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in right now. You want it to be fresh.
All right.
Okay, heat up your iron. Mine's already heated. While it's doing this, let's go ahead and get our fabric and prep that. So it wants you to, here's the right side of our fabric. Fold the above zipper lining and below zipper lining fabric pieces over 1/2 inch along one long edge, wrong sides together and press well. So that's going to be your contrasting fabric. So for me, I have the gray polka dots. So this is my back, and then most of you, I think, will have gray polka dots, but it's going to be the different fabric from the backing. What I like to do is I'm going to use my hot ruler, and it wants you to press it 1/2 inch over. I'm just going to give it a little shot of spray to the edge that I'm going to press over, and then it'll kind of stay when you go to press it. And it wants you to press the right sides. I mean, wrong sides together. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring this over to 1/2 inch. And it doesn't have to be a perfect 1/2 inch. And then it'll just, that best press just makes it kind of, I don't want to say stick, but it'll just stay. And then slide this out and give it one more press. You don't have to do it like that, but that's what I like to do. Again, about 1/2 inch. Oh, I did an inch. Sorry, ladies. Wasn't paying attention. I'm gonna have to repress that. Half an inch, ladies, not an inch. So once you're done with the quilting stitches, then it wants you to do the registration marks. You just want it in a color that's gonna contrast that you can see. So I'm just gonna hit start again. Although, you know what? Actually, let's follow the instructions. It does say to do your, says to do it in black, your registration marks. And you're gonna need those. How about we have this on the right side? You're gonna need those to line your pieces up because we're gonna put one on top of the other. There we go. Does that look better? All right. Okay, half an inch. Those are done. Let's go back over here. I'm gonna go ahead and put in my black thread. And go ahead and stitch out those registration marks. Once you're done with that, you're going to remove your project from the hoop and we're going to cut away the excess stabilizer. Do not trim the fabric at the same time and then we'll set it to the side. So go ahead and pop it out of the hoop when you're done with that. Charlene, you good? Do you have any questions?
No, I'm fine. I'll get caught up later. Thanks.
Miss Anna, how are you? You good? CJ? Lorraine and Cheryl look like you're watching. Carolyn, you good?
Yes,
Okay, Miss Susan, you watching or you stitching?
I'm watching.
Okay, how's that sewing room? Is it all put together? That's like if somebody were asked me, how's that sewing room? You organized? I think that's the laugh that I would have, laughed. All right. Before I pull it out, I always like to read it again. Okay, remove the project from the hoop, cut away your excess stabilizer and do not trim the fabric at the same time and just set it aside. So I'm gonna pop it out of the hoop. Trim the excess stabilizer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and use my double curved scissors. Don't cut the fabric. And if you used and I'm just gonna rough cut it. I'm not gonna make it perfect. Don't cut those stitches, just the excess stabilizer. That's fine. Oh yeah, no, that's totally fine.
It's, you know, they want to sew it.
And we're gonna do this. We're also gonna do one of the, I mean, if you guys have time, we're gonna do the one of the cinch bags too. We'll do the Santa cinch bag. Okay. And then we're going to take this and set it to the side. Now we're going to go ahead. We've already pressed our fabric. If you haven't pressed your fabric yet, you're going to press it under 1/2 inch on wrong side. And now we're going to go ahead. We're going to hoop your other piece of stabilizer. You got 2 pieces of stabilizer. You're fine. I would have gotten that for you. Usually when we cut your stabilizer, we just do 9 inches. Okay. Stabilizer is hooped. Give me a thumbs up if your stabilizer is hooped up and ready to go. Thank you, Miss Anna. And if not, just give you another minute. Okay, thanks, Carolyn. This is going to be the fun part because we get to put our zipper in. Are you hooped up, CJ? Excellent. Okay. All right. We're going to load the desired design. So make sure this time you pick the one that has the zipper placement down the middle. And I'm going to go home, embroidery, USB. And we want this one right here that has the zipper placement. Go ahead and load your design, set your design, and touch embroidery. At least that's what I do on my machine. All right. It wants you to stitch the batting placement line first. Color does not make a difference. I'm going to put that turquoisey blue back in, or actually I'm going to put that light blue in that I use for my quilting stitch. Let me go ahead and put that in. I'm going to use this one. This one's a little prettier. Probably not the right shade, but who cares? Who cares, ladies? The other thing you could do is you have a zipper. You could pick whatever color is going to match your zipper. And for me, I have orange. Maybe I'll just do that with mine. So no, I'm going to leave this blue. Decisions, because it looks cute. So I have mine with like a blue and then my my yellow zipper on this one. Okay, this is batting placement. I want you to grab your piece of batting, give it a little shot of spray, because after we do the placement, we're going to lay down the batting. And remember, you have a right and a wrong side to your batting. The wrong side's the nubbier, rougher side. Spray that. That's what you want to go face down. Okay, cover the entire thing. And if you don't like dogs or dog bones, you can just do the kitty one right now. I should have just told you that. It's going to be the same process. Momo was such a great traveler. Momo even went on the college tour with us. So we went and toured, we'll probably talk about it on the live feed tomorrow, but we went and toured University of Utah, which I absolutely loved. But when we got there, I just asked them if Momo could walk on the tour too, and they said yes. And then they invited him in all the buildings too. So he got to go to the dorm. He got to go in I didn't take him in the library. That's the only place I didn't take him, but he got to go everywhere and he was so good. Okay, we're going to trim the batting close to the stitch line. And when it gets to this spot right here where it didn't stitch, you're going to just trim straight across that. And he was so well behaved. He whined a little bit, but overall he didn't complain that much. And he was a great traveler in the car. So we joke that not only did the kids go on a college tour, but so did Momo. And I think he might consider University of Utah in the future. I loved it. I could not believe the resources they had for the students, like nothing compared to what I had, like so far beyond what I had. It seemed like, student happiness and overall It wasn't just academics. It was focused on the student as a whole, which I really, really, really liked.
Was this Salt Lake, Utah?
This was Salt Lake.
I went to a convention there last month and we stayed on the campus and it was awesome.
Wasn't it absolutely like unbelievable? I just was like, wow, what convention did you go to, Lindsay? I mean, Carolyn. Sometimes I want to call you Lindsay.
It was a sorority one. I belong to women's sorority here in town, so.
Yeah. And so the
Where's-
sorority got together there.
Well, Salt Lake put it on for a quadri-state.
Yep. I was amazed at like one point I was standing there and a little robot, it was like a little rover kind of robot, went by me and it says, I deliver snacks or something like that. So I guess you can like buy food and this little robot comes and delivers your food. Like, how easy is that? We didn't get snacks at our school. we didn't have very good dining options. Okay, so that was step number 7, was to trim close to the stitch line. Now it wants you to stitch the zipper placement line. So just go ahead and slide that back on. Hit your start, and it's going to do your zipper placement line. We are going to trim that out. After that's done, you're going to carefully trim the batting inside the zipper placement line. Do not cut through the stabilizer. You're just cutting the batting. And then we did other stuff like they have, for my kids, they love their Asian food. They're just like their mom. So there's so many options there in Salt Lake. I was like, Kai, this is like ticks off all the things that you want, like the outdoor sports. And then for him, food is really, really important for my whole family. You know what is hard for the kids? I swear Reno has the best water in the country. I don't know if you ladies notice this when you travel, but the food here is so, I mean, not the food, the water is so good. My kids have a tough time when we travel. They have a tough time drinking, like the water in Salt Lake is not good. It is not good. We stayed in Park City. It is not good there either. Kai's like, if it's really cold, then you don't notice it. You don't notice it as bad.
Sounds like you
when
and
it's really
R.
cold. So what did you, I know, the water could keep them here. Okay, so this is what it should look like now. You should have that center trimmed out. Do not cut through the stabilizer. And we are on to page 7 of our instructions. It says center the zipper right side up between the placement line with the zipper pull at the top of the hoop. Be sure the zipper pull and stop or outside the stitch area and tape in place. I always read the notes. Tape placed at each end of the batting will help the presser foot glide over the zipper teeth when stitching. And they put the tape where it's over the batting a little bit too, to see how it's centered like that. So that's how you want to tape. Okay, I always turn my hoop like this, and I want the zipper pull over here to the left. You want to center it, meaning you do not want this zipper pull too close over here and your zipper stop over there. You want to center it, and you want to center it into the center of where your stitch line is too. And I'm using my transport tape. Actually, this is a good time. I usually use my transport. You know, I love it. I'm going to use my Kimberbell tape because it's not as sticky, and I'm going to be putting some of it on the batting. They're coming out with a new Kimberbell tape dispenser that's really cute. It's blue. I'll let you know. I don't know if it has polka dots. It might. It might have polka dots. I'm gonna use this in half and make sure zipper pulls up at the top and zipper stop is down at the bottom. And go ahead and put your tape over here. And you're gonna put a piece of tape all the way at the top. Make sure that zipper is centered. Pull it nice and taut. I'm gonna put one right here in the center too, just so doesn't move around. I can't stand when my zipper is like squiggly. Violet and I played a lot of Wordle. She not only does Wordle, but she does a Quordle, which is like 4 at a time, and then an Octordle, which is 8 at a time. Okay, so that should be laid down just like that. And make sure that your little zipper pull isn't flipped in. You want it flipped out. Once you're done with that, you can just go ahead and we're gonna do stitch the zipper tack down line, and then we're gonna remove the tape. It's up to you what color you wanna do. I'm just gonna leave that same turquoisey blue in mine, or actually, let me put that light blue. Put this in. Okay. I don't even know if you see this. I think this is going to be underneath. I don't even think you're going to see the stitch that we're doing right now. So this is the zipper tack down line. After you're done with this, you're going to go ahead and remove the tape. And then we're going to turn the hoop to the back. And we're going to cut away the stabilizer. Okay, so let's get rid of the tape. This is a good time to use tweezers. Sometimes I'll use my tweezers to do this. You don't want to use transfer tape on your batting. It'll like rip it all off. Okay, go ahead and take the hoop off the machine. And you're going to cut away the stabilizer. So right here, it says turn to the back, carefully cut away the stabilizer inside the zipper tack down line that is over the zipper. You will now see the back of the zipper. So we're going to cut that part completely out. So if you can get just like one of the tips of your scissors under there, there we go. Whoop, try not to cut that stitch. And so it's going to look like that. Okay. And then once you're done with that and you've cut it out, turn the hoop to the front. Now you're going to go ahead and you're going to place the above zipper fabric right side down, aligning 1 long edge with the right edge of the zipper tape. Fabric should lay to the left of the zipper. So right side down. We're going to grab one of our pieces. We're going to put it right side down. We're going to line it up with the edge of the tape. Place the above zipper front fabric right side down, aligning one long edge with the right edge of the zipper tape, and fabric should lay to the left. So we're going to line it up with this edge right here. Make sure this little guy isn't flipped down, that he's flipped up. You're going to center it. What's going to do a stitch line right here, and then we're going to flip it back, just like that. That should be our fold, right? Yeah, that's got to be our fold line. Doesn't say on here. I just want to make sure. Wrong side of the fabric, front of the hoop, line up that edge. And I can't tell from the picture, but I think it's like that. Okay, line up your folded edge with the edge of that zipper. It's going to trim it, and then we're going to fold it over. All right, slide it on. I want to make sure I'm doing this right, ladies. Hang on.
Did you spray? the pink?
Oh, you know what? This is it. When I had you do this fabric, I think I had you grab the wrong piece. We were supposed to do these. So we're going to have to do these. And sorry about that, ladies. This piece should, I was like, why would we have that fold then? This, you don't need that folded. So I'm going to just go ahead and put this raw edge because it's going to stitch it down, and then we're going to fold it back. So sorry about that. So this piece doesn't make a difference, and we'll go ahead and we'll press this in just a little bit. Just heat up your iron. What was that question? Somebody asked about spraying.
I did, but I see you did not spray. so-
Yeah, don't spray the right side of your fabric. Sorry about that. I know that was confusing. This is the piece we're putting down, and I don't care about that fold. It'll probably get cut off anyways. So just lay it down right here, and it doesn't say anything. It says put a piece of tape here on the left-hand side if you want it. So go ahead and just tape it there, but you're not going to be taping the right side. Just a piece of tape over here. And sorry about that. I had you grab the wrong piece of fabric when we were, we're going to be doing the dark piece of fabric. Okay, raw edge. So we just went ahead and did that tack down. Now you're going to flip the fabric right side up and press. I'm not going to press, so I'm going to give mine a little shot of spray right here, and then I'll fold it back. If you're heavy-handed and you don't think you can do this, then go ahead and press it. But I'm just going to give it a little, I mean, you can barely hear it coming out. Flip and fold. That's why I was confused. Sorry about that, ladies. And just go ahead and fold it over to the right-hand side. And then it's going to stitch the above zipper front outside tack down. So now it's going to tack it down. That fold confused me because I pressed the wrong fabric. Sorry about that. Now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do it on the other side. So you are going to put right side down. Make sure this little thing, the little zipper pole is facing up. You're going to line up the raw edge with the raw edge here. And the majority of the fabric is going to go to the right-hand side. We're going to do our tack down and then we're going to flip it. It's not as confusing when your instructor has you iron the right piece. Maybe I didn't nap long enough. Okay, and then we're gonna fold it. So I'm gonna give it a little shot of spray here. You can barely see where I've sprayed it. Just gonna fold it back. So it's nice and taut. And go ahead and do that outline so it looks like a bone. This is step number 20. And then you're going to stitch the front quilting detail. And while it's stitching that, so make sure you have a color that you like. I'm going to do that same light blue. And I'm just going to go ahead and hit start. Now we're going to press the right piece of the fabric. Okay, my iron's nice and hot. This is going to be your inside lining. 1/2 inch. And you don't have to do that best press. I just do that. Kind of just makes it stay better. I'm going to do this side. Okay, these are the ones that should have been pressed. I think it would be cute too. Like if I did the if I was the writer of the instructions, I maybe would have put a piece of batting in here too, because there's batting in the back. And then, but there's no batting in the front part. Might be nice to have that batting in the front part too. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. See how cute it is inside? And we are done with the quilting on the front. Give me a thumbs up when you're done with your front quilting. Maybe you guys are all ahead of me. Anna's done. Where are you at, Miss Carolyn and Miss CJ? You guys,
I have
And-
to change the needle. My thread keeps breaking, so,
your thread keeps breaking?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go ahead. I'll catch up later.
Yeah, just make sure you follow your thread path back first and just check and make sure it's not getting caught on anything. First thing to do is that.
Yeah, it's broken 3 times now, so I think I
Which
needed
one
a
are you
new needle.
using?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would change the needle too. Other things, ladies, when your thread breaks, the easiest thing to do is number one, follow your thread path back. If you're using a mini cone, make sure you're not using a spool cap because it gets caught in here. So make sure it's not getting wrapped anywhere. Other things for you to check, the easiest things. Number 6, right here, make sure there is a metal, like if you were to call this a little arm, the little metal piece, there is a metal piece on top of that. Make sure he's not down below because he'll break your thread. Make sure the other things that we check here at the store, foot height. If your foot height is too high, so when you go into your settings, here's your embroidery foot height, make sure you're set to default. If you had a project that you were working on and your foot was too high, your thread will break. So make sure you're at the regular foot height. And then the other two, before we have you come in, these are the things we'll have you check. Right here, your needle plate hole, the back of it doesn't make a difference as much as the front of it. I'm talking about right here. If you have a lot of burrs, I have one right here. That's, you can kind of hear it, like right there where I'm scraping. That can cause your thread to break too. And then the last thing, of course, that you can check is your bobbin case. And when you look at your bobbin case, where you're looking for needle strikes that can cause your thread to break would be on this part, kind of from here up. That's what you're looking at, and just making sure everything is smooth here. That's the easiest step for you to check on your own. Changing out a needle, changing out your thread, that's always a good way to go too. But those things are things that you want to check on your own before you bring your machine to us. All right. We are going to go ahead and flip this over to the back side. So we're going to take this, stitch the above. We are on this step right here, which is turn the hoop to the back and place the above zipper lining fabric right side down. So here's one of these. This is our right side. You want to go right side down. Aligning the folded edge with the left edge of the zipper teeth. So here's our folded edge, and these are our zipper teeth. So you want to go just like about there. You want to make sure that this piece is centered, that you don't have this too high or too low. Centered it so you have an equal amount. And you don't want it to go past the zipper teeth because you need to be able to unzip it. So just like that.
Shouldn't it be right side up?
Oh my God, did I read it wrong? Yes. Thanks, Anna. Right side up. So turn the hoop to the back, place the above zipper lining fabric right side up, aligning the folded edge with the left edge of the zipper teeth and tape the corners in place. Okay, let's tape our zipper corners in place.
Jeannie, when I did the fish, I did taped both sides together at the same time and it saved time.
Oh, do you mean, did you do this?
Yes.
So you just, why don't we do that, ladies? Because then we don't have to slide it out, right?
Right.
Okay, let's do that. I love your suggestions, like Anna's suggestion to read the directions correctly. And this is good too, because then we don't have to take it out twice. Just make sure this isn't too far, your fold isn't too far over. Tape down all the corners. That's what wants to get folded back. That's so smart, Carolyn. Because why take it out twice, right? That's just silly. Okay, so this is what it should look like right side. Hang on, ladies. There we go. All right, I have it slid back on. I hit something on my phone. Slide it back on and stitch the above zipper lining tack down. So it's going to do the above zipper lining tack down. Then it wants you to take it out, but we're not going to do that because we've already done it because Carolyn had such a great suggestion. I'm always going to do that, Carolyn. How come I've never thought of doing that? Just taping both of your back pieces on or your inside lining on at the same time. Once you're done with this, you can just hit start again and then have it sew the left side on. And we don't have to take it off. Okay, so just hit start. So find your piece of ribbon. You should have a little piece of 3-inch ribbon that goes with this. Here's mine. And I think we chose ribbon that should match your zipper, hopefully, or it matches something. Okay, now it wants you, we are in step number 26, and it wants you to stip the loop placement line. So just go ahead and hit start. Color doesn't make a difference. I'm using that same blue. It wants you to take your ribbon and fold it in half, wrong sides together. My piece of ribbon doesn't have a wrong or a right side, but fold it in half. And then it says place with raw edges extended 1/2 inch past the placement line. So you want your raw edge to be going this way. So here's my folded edge is going to go in, raw edges, here's my fold in, raw edges out, and it wants it to be 1/2 inch past the placement line. The folded edge should lay towards the center of the project and tape in place. So I'm going to go ahead. Let me bring this towards me a little bit. I'm going to place it down here. That's about 1/2 inch. And we're going to tape it in place. Just like that. Stitch the loop tack down line and then remove the tape. And then I'm going to have it do the tack down. Just watch and make sure that foot can't scoop underneath your ribbon. Now you're going to remove the tape and then you're going to stitch the registration marks, and it's asking for those in black. So I'm going to go ahead and take my tape off.
Jeannie.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get caught up, but I'm just
Okay.
doing the zipper right now.
Yeah.
And so are we supposed to use our zipper foot?
No, just your embroidery, but yep, it'll
Right.
do everything for you. All right, I'm gonna put in my black. And yeah, Charlene, if you have any other questions, just stop us. We can answer. If I don't have the right answer for you, then the other ladies will. You can't always depend on me. Ooh, Miss Charlene, is this your first in the hoop zipper? Kind of exciting. Yeah, your regular embroidery foot is gonna do everything for you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
there's your registration marks. Just make sure when you put your zipper down that it's centered and that you have an equal amount hanging off the bottom and an equal amount off the top. Okay, we're gonna unzip your zipper. This is so important because if you don't do it, you're not gonna be able to turn your project right side out. So unzip it 3/4 of the way over and then take your zipper pull, always turn it in towards your project and not, anywhere near where the foot's gonna be. You're gonna grab what we did in the first part. And this is part one. You're going to place the part one back of the pouch right side down. So put it right side down so right sides are together, aligning the registration marks and then tape in place. So we can just go ahead and I like to just kind of peek under here and make sure my registration marks are lined up. It's hard to see on the dark fabric. You could even take like a pin and put it through. And that way you can see where the black is going to go. I know that's my black right there. And I could kind of line it up right here with the black. And I know that's going to go right there. Let me see. That's my black right there. Okay, I'm going to put 2 pieces of tape down here because these should be in place. Let's go up to the top part. I just know that this is my black stitch line. It's really hard to see, but that's going to be, whoop. There, he is right on top of that. And if I have 3 in place, that 4th one should be in place too. That 4th one should be in place. I guess I should check it, shouldn't I? That's spot on. There's my black line right here in the center of it. And so everything looks really good. So just be peeking underneath. Just make sure your registration marks are underneath. And I'm ready to go. So I have my back on top of my front. I'm going to go ahead and slide this on. And now I want you to stitch the back tack down. I'm going to put blue back in. I feel like the black is such a harsh contrast sometimes. So I'm putting blue back in my top. It's going to stitch it down. I think that's it. Is that our last step? Nope. We have 2 more steps. Sorry. Thread it up. So this should be step number 32 that we're on. And where it's stitching is in between. Oh, that one went all the way around to the edge. Mine is stitching right on the outside stitch line, anywhere from the outside to a little bit inside of that.
Hey, Jeannie, on number 13, did you say that was the polka dot material?
Are
Or
you
is
talking for which part, Charlene?
on this, where the zipper is on number 13, is that the
Oh.
wrong?
Yeah, where the zipper is, it's gonna be, do you have the light gray polka dot?
Yes,
Yeah, that's gonna be from the front side.
yeah, put it on the front side and then it said wrong side of the fabric. It's not the one that we had pressed.
What, well, I had you press this one by accident.
Yeah,
This
but
one should have just been flat.
okay, that's the one for 13. Okay, thank you.
Step 13, let me look at 13. Yes, that's the one for step 13. Hang on one second, ladies. I'll get back to her. Let me figure it out. Let me figure out what she needs. Okay, so this is our last step here, number 33. So now we're going to turn it to the back and we're going to place the back lining fabric right side down. So we're going to go ahead, take this off, turn it to the back. Here is your back lining fabric right side down and tape it in place in the corners. So we're going to take this. I'm just going to use the same tape I have there, tape it down in the corners. Right side down. I had to read that one more time. Did I read that right, Anna? Right side down. This is, if you don't tape down the corners, this is where they flip, right at the very end. Can't get that one up. Let's just get a piece. All right. We're going to turn it and then stitch out the final outline stitch. Once you're done with that, you're going to remove the project from the hoop and trim around the entire pouch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance or seam line. So get a good pair of scissors with a good tip. I love these. These are my gingers. You probably heard this story how I went to a fundraiser and oh my God, you know when you feel like the luckiest girl in the world, like if you go to like a garage sale and you find something so perfect. So I bid on this, it was all sewing supplies somebody had donated for the auction and I bid on it and I was the only one to bid on it. How could these people not understand what a great deal that was? And I got 2 of these scissors in there and I love these and they don't make them. They make something kind of like it, but not quite like it. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and trim a 1/4 inch all the way around and then you're going to clip into all the curves to reduce the bulk. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's showing you right around this stitch that we just did. I'm not going to trim right at it. I'm going to trim close to it. Okay. I'm going to trim it from this side. So I don't want to cut into that last stitch. So for me, it's easier to kind of see it on this side.
Yeah. You're gonna have to find just the right collector that's looking for that, yeah. And, right now, you know, it's like that. Yeah. I'm sorry, I can't help you. Bye-bye.
Okay. Once you have that snipped all the way around, you can turn the bag through the opening in the lining. These kind of projects, you turn them twice. So you're going to turn it once. We'll go ahead and turn it right side out. And you want to push everything right side out, like into all of those corners, into all of those curves. This part right here, I never like for the Santa, I did it on the sewing machine. So I never whip stitch it shut. You can if you want, but I'm more inclined just to do it on the sewing machine. Let me trim this. And I do it right at the edge. But we're going to have this turned one more time. Like where's mine? So I usually do it on the sewing machine and I just pull the fabric over and I just give it a little sew down on the sewing machine. So I'm going to convert my machine over and I'm just going to go ahead and sew it right on the edge. Because you don't want like change or stuff to fall in there. But I don't know about you. Anything I can do to avoid sewing by hand, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to sewing. I'm going to put my regular foot on. I don't even care what color thread is in there. No one's really going to be looking at that. You don't want to sew too far in because then it'll affect the shape of your bag. This might make you really uncomfortable that you have this raw edge on the inside. But we're just doing these for fun. Remember, always hand tighten and tighten a little bit more with a screwdriver. And I'm just going to pull this over to the edge a little bit, and I'm just going to sew right on that edge with my presser foot. Here it is.
Hey, Jeannie,
Yeah.
instead of doing that, I use some of the heat and bond
Yes.
1/4 inch,
Yeah.
fold it under and iron it shut. That way you
That
don't
is a
have
great
that
idea.
raw edge.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't cut mine. I cut mine a little tight here. So, but yes, just like Cheryl said, she does hers and she does heat and bond and folds it over. So you could do that too. That'll make it look really, really good. I think when we do the Santa pouch, I had plenty of room. And I did with the Santa pouch, I've everything was folded under and I did sew it. Like that is not pretty. Like Miss Cheryl's is probably going to be gorgeous, but you need to leave a little more fabric if you're going to do it like that. And I think the other one will have a lot more fabric. So I'm just going to trim this. Okay. So if you did want to do that on the opening, you're going to cut your opening, where the fabric is, and then have it come down a little bit and cut it like that. And then you'll have enough to fold under. All right, you're going to turn it one more time. And then you will have your finished little bag. Cute. Push out all of those little curves. Should I push this one out as? Yeah, so a little heat and bond is nice. And then there is your little zipper pouch. Mine is stitched, so I do have a little raw edge in there, but who's going to be looking, right? So there you go. All right, ladies, 5-minute break, and then we are going to get started with the Santa. Charlene, can I get you caught up?
Probably not. What color thread did you use on that gray? That's where I'm
I use like a light blue.
a light blue. Okay, thanks.
Yep, mine's a light blue, but whatever color will look good. You can choose the color that's in your zipper and your ribbon too, if you want.
Yeah, which is orange. I don't know how good that bright orange is gonna look.
Yeah, here's my orange. So I just have bright orange, and up here, I decided not to do bright orange too, because I thought it might be too much.
Yeah, okay, thanks.
All right, ladies, 5 minutes. It is 11:47, and we'll come back here, and then let's do our Santa cinch pouch. So we'll be back here at like 12:52. I'm gonna clean this up, and I'll run to the ladies' room. And what I want you to have is we are going to be doing the white Santa cinch pouch. All right, ladies. Hope you made it to the ladies' room. Charlene, can I get you caught up? Are you at the point where are you at with yours? Because maybe you can do this for this and finish the other one up later.
I just did the embroidery of the dog bones. So can I take it out of the hoop?
So when you say you just did the embroidery of the dog bones, did you
On the zipper portion.
on the zipper portion? You have to do, I think you have to do the back first. So you have to put the 2 back pieces on. So these,
Yeah. Okay.
no. Are those on? Did you do that yet?
No, I just did the zipper piece.
Put
The
those 2
polka dot. I just got the polka dot pieces on.
You just got the polka dot pieces on? Okay. So I think you're
I'll just,
you're
can I
ready.
use, yeah, can I use another hoop for the Santa?
Yeah. If you have a different hoop, you could use your 6x10. The batting the stabilizer I cut for you though is for a 5x7. So you'll have to just use your own stabilizer.
Okay, and which stabilizer is it?
Just a no-show mesh. Just any no-show mesh, and you can put it in your 5x7. Just keep track of, I want you to look at your screen and keep track of what step you are on. So you're gonna be looking, so just make sure you look at whatever step you're on so you can get back to it or whatever your stitch count
Yeah,
is.
you know what? I'll probably just finish this one. I'll watch the video on the
Okay,
other.
you're close. You're close though. Okay.
Thanks.
All right, ladies, we are going to go ahead and we are going to do the Santa cinch pouch. So we're going to be doing this project right now. So what you need is, hang on, let me get my thing adjusted right. You have the one, I think Violet wrote these. So one says Cole and the other one is going to say Santa. We're going to do the one that says Santa. You should have 1 piece of stabilizer. You are going to have your applique fabric. You're going to have 2 pieces of white fabric and you have 1 piece of fusible. So let's go ahead and turn on our iron so we can be ready for that. And we are going to take, let me get my correct set of instructions. So you're going to take your 2 pieces of white fabric and you might want to use the thing that you don't want is to get your fabric all icky. So make sure your iron's totally clean, or I'm going to just be using my Goddess pressing sheet just to make sure there's nothing icky on our iron. You're going to fold these down hamburger. So this is hot dog. This is hamburger. So you're going to fold them both down hamburger and we're going to iron this part right here on the very top. So I'm going to take this over here to my iron, which my ironing area, which I've made a mess already. I'm just going to kind of fold these down and then press them.
Jeannie, I'm going to sign off. This is CJ Carroll.
Okay.
I'll catch up later on the video. Thanks.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks for joining us.
One done. Yay. Thanks.
One out of 2 is not bad.
I'll do the other ones tonight. Thanks so much.
All right, we'll see you later. So go ahead and press these. You don't have to use a pressing sheet or anything, but I just always find then there's something icky on my iron. Yeah, this one looks icky and it's white fabric. So you don't want to get it gross. Okay, once you have these pressed, one's the black back, one's the front, doesn't matter which one. You're going to take it and you're going to unfold it. This is the wrong side. This is the right side. And you're going to take your piece of your shape flex or your fusible woven bumpy on one side. You're going to put bumpy side down and you are going to fuse this. That's just going to add a little stabilization to it. So when we do our stitching, because some of this is a little bit dense. And I really like to use, I like to use steam when I'm adding my fusible. This is the inside. I'm just gonna go full iron on. Okay, we should be good to go. Have that fused down. Then it says, hoop your light mesh cutaway. This was weird and it got confusing because I want you to ignore the hoop connector here on the side. I don't know what machine they were using, but it connected on the right-hand side, which was kind of strange. Or is it always going to be showing on the left? So we're going to put this to the side, grab your no-show, hoop that up. Okay. Take your stabilizer, pull it in. Don't pull up, pull in. So there's no wrinkles. And we're gonna go ahead, slide this on our machine, and we're gonna load in the appropriate design. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go, oh, I was in the right screen. And I'm gonna load in the one that says Santa Mail. That's the one you want. Santa Mail, set, embroidery, and let's go ahead and look at our instructions. It says stitch the cut line. And it says the color doesn't make a difference. I'll just leave that blue in there. And this is going to be our cut line. Okay, we are going to cut open that line. And it wants you to extend it 1/2 inch. You're basically going to cut that line from edge to edge. So there's my cut line right there. I know it's hard to see because I did that light blue, but I usually just use a rotary cutter for this. I thought I brought one with me. Let's see. And then I'm going to use scissors right at the edge, and you want to cut it all the way to the edge of the hoop. So let me go here, and if you want to use a little ruler, you can, but I'm just going to be careful, and I'm cutting right down that line. I'm going to take a little pair of scissors, and I'm going to snip all the way to the edge. Just extend it 1/2 inch, which will take you to the edge. Okay, so it looks like that. You're cut all the way across. And then we're going to stitch, we're going to put this back on the machine, and we're going to stitch the front placement line. Here we go. Again, the color doesn't make a difference. The first color that's going to make a difference is going to be the black. I actually did this with my black thread. So let me put the black in so you can see. That would have been a better idea. Sometimes I don't do the black just because I go, is it going to show through the fabric? But you're not going to see it. What's that under here? Thread. Get that out of there. Okay, this is your front placement line. You're going to place the side Place the side of front fabric with fusible backing on top of the stabilizer, right side up. Align fold in fabric with cut line, and excess fabric will hang off the top of the hoop. So what that means is get your piece that has the fusible on it. Here's my fusible side right here. That is going to go down on top of this placement line. You want that there because this is where all the stitching is going to go. This is going to be your fusible. This is the right side. Here's the fold. And you're going to take that fold, and the fold's going to get lined up with the cut line. I'll take it out so I can see it. So I'm just actually going to take my fold, put it on here, and putting it on that cut line. But your excess fabric is going to go up to the top. I'm just going to make sure I'm kind of centered in the hoop. So maybe I want to scoot my fabric a little bit to the left. And I'm just centering it to my placement line. And this, make sure this is lined up with the cut line. Can see it there. That should be good. If you fold it back, I can see that my crease line is right on the cut line. Perfect. Okay. So side of the front fabric with fusible on top of stabilizer, right side up. So we're right side up, we're aligned. Excess fabric is hanging off the top of the hoop. We're just going to give it 2 pieces of tape just to tape it down. And this is where we're going to do our stitching. This is where all the pretty stuff is going to happen. Okay, slide that on. Wait, before I slide it on, let's look at what we're going to be stitching. This is going to stitch the front tack down line. The top edge will be a basting stitch. I'll just go ahead and leave it with that bobbin. And although the next stitch out, we're going to change out our bobbin to black. If you don't have a black bobbin, you need to wind one. I'm using pre-wounds. So this is going to be step number 9. Stitch the front tack down line. The top edge will be basting. This is just going to keep everything down and in place. This is the basting stitch that we're going to remove later and get a black bobbin. All right, ladies, we're going to be matching our bobbin for this because you just don't want to see that pin dot of white coming up through this. So put in a black bobbin, and you are going to have black thread, which I already have in there, but I'm actually changing this out. This is our store thread. I have these never ending spools of black thread that I've been trying to use up. And I brought one with me. So let me go ahead and thread her up. And you're going to stitch out the reindeer and Santa in his sleigh. So go ahead and stitch that out. That's going to be 6 minutes of stitching. Everyone good? Anyone have any questions? Fluff that fabric too. Make sure that that back fabric is to the back and it didn't get folded under. Lorraine, were you such a good student in school? You're so attentive.
I don't think so.
If you look at, my kids were laughing because I have some of my old report cards from like elementary school and middle school, and they all say the same thing. They all talk about how what a pleasure I am to have in class, but I talk too much. that I'm too social. That's what all of my report cards say. Okay, after we're done stitching this out, we're going to do the placement line for the sleigh. So you need that little piece of black leather. Make sure you have that.
Jeannie,
Yeah.
so I undid my, on the embroidery part on that dog bone.
Yeah.
I can't get back to where I'm supposed to be. Is there an easy way?
Yeah. You're going to go right down here. So where it's the minus and the plus button.
The minus and the plus, I don't have that.
What screen are you on?
You see?
Bring it down lower. Lower.
Lower?
Yeah, go left. Oh, so you have to hit embroidery. Hit embroidery. And that's going to be, the next screen is the screen from which you stitch out.
Okay, and
So now find that minus and plus button. Do you know what step you were on?
I was just putting on the back side of the fabric.
But what number? What step was it on? Like right now I'm on step 4 of 14. Do you remember what step it was?
No.
Okay, so you're putting on the back fabric. So I'm going to look at the instructions.
Oh, I could tell you that from the instructions. I could tell you.
So the instructions will tell you what step you're on too. So if you're putting on the back fabric, so you're on this step right here.
22.
You're on step 22.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so step here.
Yes.
So did you lay down that first piece of fabric?
I did on the back side.
Then you're going to be on step 10. 10 of, it should be 10 of whatever, how many steps there are, 16, or there's 16 total. So you're going to fast forward until it says 10 of 16.
And you fast forward by hitting that plus minus sign?
You're going to hit the plus minus here.
Okay.
Hang on, I'm going to. And then you can hit this button. And as you're hitting this button, you're going to look up here and make sure it says 10 of 16. So this will go steps. Ooh, what's that sound? That doesn't sound good.
It's going to the, it's there.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. There's my black piece of leather. I'm going to get a little shot of spray. I have my spray tent right here. If you don't have one of these, I love this spray tent. Is that like weird of me? But I love my spray box, but here's my spray tent. So I'm going to put, and I just put a little piece of cardboard in there. And that way I can kind of change it out as I go. I have mine at home and I bring it back and forth. And I was like, why the heck am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through this? So I just opened another one up here at the store. Okay, this is the placement stitch. If you do it right, you might have enough for 2 of them. I'm just going to place mine right in the middle. Although it pains me, you know how much I can't stand wasting. I'm just going to put it right in the middle. You're going to do your tack down, and then I want you to get your curved straight scissors. And if you don't have a pair, you should get a pair. But I want you to get this pair that's going to be curved to go over the hoop edge and then straight. And then we're going to trim this as desired. And what they mean by that is, well, for me, it means leaving about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. I don't like it right to the stitch. You're welcome to trim it right to the stitch, but I like it trimmed so there's a little bit of an edge like this. Do you see that? So that's how I like to trim, but it's up to you. I'm so bossy. Listen to me telling you what to do. Okay, but I like about 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And don't worry that it's not perfect, because that's what makes it so special. Yeah.
Were you ever able to order extra napkins for the harvest table?
It depends. I wasn't it was whatever they gave me when I first asked, because they sold out in 2 hours.
So we don't have any extras, what you're saying.
Nope. Who's
Dawn Aragon, did she order? She said.
I have to look at the list. I have to look at the list of what she ordered. Hang on. I think I have Dawn down for some. There we go. So cute. Isn't that adorable? Wait, there we go. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and slide that back on. Fluff your fabric. Make sure it doesn't get tucked under by accident. Oh, before I put it on, we're going to be stitching red. So I'm going to put a red bobbin in and red on top. Hey, Dawn, I'll be out in just a second. Oh, it's Terry. Okay, let me. So it says to put a neutral color, but if you have red, do red. I think colors that you should keep in your stash of pre-wound bobbins would be like red, black, white. I use some of the other ones every once in a while, but these are the ones that, I don't know. Oh, dark gray. I always have a dark gray too. That seems to be the ones that I need the most. Okay, I'm going to put red on top. And you're going to go ahead and stitch out Santa mail. And that is going to take about 8 minutes. I'm going to run out front. Anyone have any questions before I go? Then I will be right back. And I feel like it makes a difference to have that matching bobbin in there. You're just not going to have to worry about any of that pin dot. It's going to look gorgeous, just like this. And then you can trim up all those jump threads. The hardest part of this project is going to be getting your ribbon to come through on the backside. That's going to be the hardest part of that. Other than that, it's super easy, fun project. All right, go ahead and stitch that out. I'm back, ladies. I guess I'll just trim some jump threads while we're sitting here. So if they're less than 5 millimeters apart, it does carry that jump thread even on the Luminaire and the Solaris. I still have my side hoppers, and sometimes I use my side hoppers, but I feel like I don't know, I just love this little hook. That little hook's just got me. I have like a couple pairs of side hoppers that I use. So, and I was thinking about these bags and how cute they would be to like blow them up in size. So on the Luminaire and Solaris, you can, and most of the higher end machines for Baby Lock and Brother, I'm not sure about the other brands, you can double it in size. So this right now has an embroidery field of like 5 by 7. So you could go 10 by, you could go all the way up 10 by 14, which would be perfect in like your biggest tube. And at our house, we use reusable bags at Christmas time. So I had to learn all about that stuff like with Santa Claus. Like I must have been bad because Santa didn't come to my house when I was little. I think it's because my parents didn't grow up celebrating Christmas like you do here in the States. But once Patrick and I got together and we had kids, then I learned that, well, and I know everyone does different things, but we would wrap Santa present, or actually, you know what? Santa presents were not wrapped at all. Now that I think about it, Santa presents were just put out. Maybe because that we're lazy. We weren't lazy. We were just always doing everything at the last minute. And then presents for us were wrapped. So we just take all our presents now because everything's from us. Because I hope there's no little kids in there listening. Earmuffs. But everything in our house goes into a reusable gift bag with a drawstring pull. We just pull it, throw it in, pull the drawstring, throw it under the tree. But seriously, how cute are these? These would be like the cutest to just make a whole bunch of these and have these under the tree. Got one more. Oh, one more here. I'm gonna do a big one. I'm gonna do a big sample. It just is so cute. I just love it. Okay, I'm almost done with this part. After we're done with this, then we're going to do some more stitching in black. So I'm going to change the bobbin out to a black bobbin and my upper thread to black. If you want, you could use a 60 weight thread. I used just a regular, for this, I just used the regular 40 weight thread and I think it looked fine. It wasn't too fine of a print, but if you want to use a 60 weight, you could do that. I just wonder here if it wouldn't look as good in the 60 weight for like the little stars. Somebody, nice voice crack. Somebody should use it and tell me what you think and show me. Okay, change out your thread, black upper, black in the bobbin too. This is going to be the mail service postmark detail. You've got 2 minutes of this, and then we're gonna put the red back in.
Jeannie, is the store open today?
Is this, what was that again?
Is the store open today?
So Michelle and I are here today, and I have like some people that are picking up stuff. So we're going to be here until 3. So if you need
Oh, okay.
anything, you can come down. Come
Okay.
on down.
All right, thanks.
All right. Okay, get your red ready. That's next. Red is up. Oh, Anna, that looks so good. Patrick made me a cup of coffee today, and I dumped it in my travel cup, and then I left it.
Mine's
So-
water. Mine's water because you know I'm healthy.
I literally will drink like my same cup of coffee all day long. And I'm the worst with water. I just don't want to drink it. I don't like water. I like bubbly water. And even then I'm picky with my bubbly water. Like I don't like Spindrift. So I don't like the ones that I like bubble water flavor, which is just water. All right, so I'm putting in my red. My favorite is my favorite's Polar Spring grapefruit. That's my favorite. Okay, go ahead and do your red. I'm matching the bobbins just so I'm not worried about any of that white pin dot. And then we're gonna stitch the ribbon buttonholes. The most challenging part about this was at one part, they want you to use the free arm on your machine. Well, the free arm on the Luminaire and the Solaris is way too big to use for this project. So if you have another machine that has a small free arm, you can use that. I'm going to just be sewing it on the machine without that, just struggling through it. And I'll show you what I mean by that.
So do you like plain bubbly water or does it have to be flavored?
Well, because I guess sometimes at home we have one of those, we have a soda stream or whatever. So on that, we just use plain water. And, but my favorite is the grapefruit. Polar Springs, that's the brand I like, grapefruit flavor. But then after that, my favorite flavor is going to be just water with no flavor. We're about halfway through our red, and then we get to do all the flipping and folding and turning. We're going to do all the parts that make you go, did I do that right? Is this going to come out right? But we'll do it right. Okay, get a seam ripper. You're going to need a seam ripper. Okay, so that was step number 17. Step 18 is just going to be to stitch the ribbon holes. Just go ahead and hit start again. All right, Miss Anna and Carolyn, where are you at? You have your ribbon holes?
I'm still on the red.
Okay, Carolyn?
I'm just watching because my kid's at the store.
Because, oh, yeah. Okay. And I put it up front. Okay, Miss Anna's, I think she's finishing up her red on the Santa. After you do that, you're just going to cut open those ribbon holes, and you need to be careful that you're not cutting through this stitch and you're not cutting through the end. So you're going to go all the way. I kind of will turn my seam ripper to the right a little bit and just make sure I'm not cutting through the end. That looks perfect. I'm going to go down here, poke my seam ripper in, go straight up, turn it to the right a little. I can see. Okay, and I'm through. And everything looks good? And then the next thing you're gonna do after you open up those, you could put a couple of drops of fray check if you want. I didn't end up doing that. I mean, there's not that much fabric in between. And then you're gonna remove the top edge basting stitch from part 1. So that means this stitch right here that's going across, that's the stitch that you're gonna remove. How I like to do it is I like to go ahead and just cut that stitch here. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to cut this stitch, the white. Once you do that, you can just pull up on this black stitch. So I'm just going to get a couple of these going. And then once I can pull up on it, then I can cut the white stitch. It pulls up. You need to cut it from the back, but then you can just pull up on this one and just it'll pull up the bobbin thread. That to me is the easiest way to do it. And basting stitches out. Easy peasy. Okay, let's look at our directions. It wants you to now take that top part of your fabric that's been folded to the back, and you're gonna put it through the cut line in the stabilizer. Where are you at now, Anna?
I just finished the buttonholes, so go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, no, we can do this part together. So just go ahead and slice through and open up those buttonholes. You want to go through the fabric and the stabilizer. You've got to go through both. Make sure it's not just, you're not going to be able to get the pins through, your safety pin. And then just pull out that basting stitch. So then you're just going to pull out that basting stitch that runs along the top. Okay, so this part here, that's the reason we cut this hole out. You're going to take him and tuck him in. And the reason we cut it all the way across from edge to edge is because you need it all the way across for it to fit in there. Make sure this isn't pinched the wrong way. There's the fold line that you had been from before. Once you put it in there, you're going to turn your hoop to the back side. Aren't they so clever? Like, who thought this up? Who figured this out? I just want to know. This should be your fold line that you pressed on your, mine's not lining up totally right unless I put it over here to the side. So, and then it wants you to pull your fabric down until fold is aligned with the cut line. Tape all corners in place. So we're going to get our tape out and let's tape all those corners down. And not only does it want you to tape all your corners down, but we're going to flip it back to the front side. Tape all our corners down. Flip it to the front side, and they want you to put a piece of tape covering this entire front part. I'm going to use my tape. Let me rip it in half. And they want you to tape this whole front part. Okay. Once you have that all taped, we're going to stitch the front tack down line. Color doesn't make a difference. I have the red in there. I'll just go ahead and leave it since color doesn't make a difference. And it's stitching the front to the back side of the front that we folded under. And then we're going to put in our white because color does make a difference. We're going to stitch the casing line, and I guess you could do that. The casing line would look kind of cute in red, wouldn't it? If you had it in red, it could look kind of cute. But I'm super boring. I'm going to do mine in white. I am going to take out, you know what happens Whenever I say I'm going to do something in red, I always regret it. I feel like it's always red that I regret. So I'm just going to do what the instructions tell me to do. I'm going to put white back in. I'm going to put white in the top, and then we're going to do the casing line. Are you good, Anna? Here's my spool of never ending white. I brought it with me because I'm going to get it to try and end. Okay. For some reason, this, oh, that's the piece that cut. Okay, let's thread. Let's do our casing line. I told Anna I was going to wait for her and then I didn't. What a bad friend.
I'm doing red just because I'm behind.
Oh my God, Anna, you're doing red. Okay, you have to show it to me. I bet it's going to be super cute. Why can't I take chances? Why do I always play it safe with my embroidery? I'm so boring. After you do the ribbon casing line, then you're going to remove tape from the front and back of the hoop. We're going to take off all the tape. Okay, got my tweezers. Gonna grab this first. Oh, this is fun. It's coming off like a centimeter at a time. Okay, I'm gonna take this top part off. This tape, I'm so bad with it. I leave like these pieces on the front edge of my sewing machine. Momo used to come and eat it when he was a puppy, but he doesn't do that stuff anymore. No, he doesn't. No more pulling pins out of my pin cushion. He used to do that when he was a puppy. That was always made me feel sick to my stomach when I saw him with one of those. He would do that when he came to the store too. He would look for pins. Okay, so all the tape from the front and the back. All right, now let's read our instructions carefully, ladies. Okay, so we've just removed the tape. Now what it wants us to do is it wants us to unfold and place back fabric right side down. So here's our back fabric. We've already pressed it like this. And let's call this our right side where the crease pops up. And it wants us to take this and put it right side down, completely covering the design, aligning the fold with the cut in the stabilizer. Excess fabric will hang off the top. Okay, so we're going to flip it over. So we have right side down. We're going to line it up, this crease with the fold or the cut line in the very top. You can kind of see, and I can fold it back just to make sure I'm lined up. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and tape it on the sides. I had to pause the video that I was doing at home because, you know, they have their hoop over here on the side. But it just says that it's over there on the side. It doesn't say like yours should be on the left or anything. So I got nervous. I didn't want to do it the wrong way. Okay, so this is what it should look like. And the excess is hanging off of the top. It's folded down right side of your white fabric to the design. So you can see the design underneath it. We're going to put it back under and we are going to stitch the back tack down line. I have white in the top, white in the bobbin. And it's going to stitch down and around. Now we're going to remove the hoop from the machine and we're going to slide the top edge of the back fabric through the cut line in the stabilizer. And I was like, is that right? That doesn't look right to me. How am I going to turn it right side out? I started to get all panicky. And I was like, but the fold's not folding the right way, but it will be folded the right way when we turn it right side out and everything. So you're going to take it and slip it through there. We're going to slide, slide top edge of back fabric through the cut line in the stabilizer, turn hoop to the back. And then it wants you to pull fabric down until fold is aligned with the cut line. So here they want it aligned on the top. And bottom edge is a 1/4 inch past the bottom tack down line. This is your bottom tack down line, what I have here in red, and it wants it a 1/4 inch. Just get it even. Just pull this down so it's even. Pull this down. Doesn't have to be even to the end over there. And then you're going to tape everything in place. Tape that down. Tape this down. And I'll give it some tape to the sides. And a piece over here. Okay. Then what it wants you to do is stitch the final seam. That was the part that made me panic because I was like, oh my God, how am I going to turn it right side out? Okay, it'll all be fine. There's going to be a hole down on the bottom that you can turn everything right side out through. Go ahead and stitch the final seam. So it stitches the very top and then it leaves an opening. That's for your ribbon. And it's going to leave an opening right here that we turn everything right side out through. I got to make a big one. These are just so cute. I'm going to do the black one and I'll do a big one of the black one. We'll blow it up. And this is step 14 of 14 on the embroidery machine. We're going to, after we're done with this, we're going to remove it from the hoop. Anna, how does that red casing look? Cute. I bet it's cute. All right, we are finished with the embroidery. I'm going to slide this out. Let's come on over here. I'm going to pop it off of the machine. Out of the hoop. Remove all the tape. I'm going to get rid of all that tape now. Anna doesn't want me to feel bad about how hers looks cuter than mine. She's nice like that. All right. You're going to do 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch around this. So there's my seam right there. And do not cut the top. You don't want to cut that top fold line. And I know it's hard to see, but I am lining up. I'm going to cut that. You're just the two sides. Once you cut your two sides, the top, see how it's already cut through because we have that cut line. That'll come right off the top part. Oop. Okay, the bottom part. I'm gonna cut just with my scissors because I am gonna leave it longer there so I can have that nice fold. So I'm gonna do 1/4 inch and I'm just gonna go down. 1/4 inch. There we go. That way I can fold that under, and you could use the steam a seam like Cheryl uses. I'm just gonna stitch it on the machine. And then now we can turn it right side out. So here's our opening right here. Oh, we got to clip our corners too. So corners, you can go right here. They show you how you can go just cutting it this way, or you can do 2 cuts. Whatever you do, don't cut that corner stitch. I rather undercut than overcut for sure. Because then you have nothing holding it. Okay, so there, all my corners are cut. And let's turn it right side out. So when you have a project like this, and the same thing with the bone, and you have 2 turns, you poke your corners each turn. So poke those corners out. Don't wait until the last turn. It just doesn't work as well. So we're gonna turn this right side out once. Don't panic that we're not seeing that our cutie pattern yet. You're gonna see that once we turn it the second time, but you still wanna turn your corners out. Okay, there's our first turn. And we're gonna poke out these corners. Don't be too aggressive too. If you're like me, you've gone straight through your corner because you were trying to get it to be too perfect. And that's no fun when you poke right through. Okay, you've got to push these corners too. So I'm just gonna take this seam point turner and start up here and kind of pull down till I get that corner. That is perfect. Just like that. You don't need it out anymore. I'm going to get this corner. All right, this is where I'm going to sew this shut. This is where you can use your steam a seam. If you're going to use your steam a seam, use your steam a seam. I'm just going to fold this edge down and this edge down so it looks pretty. And I am going to sew right on that edge. Like, I mean, right on that edge. What you don't want to do is you don't want to sew far in because that changes the shape of your bag. So I'm literally going to sew right on the very, very edgy edge. Maybe seam a seam would be better because then you would just press it, right? Let's do, you know what? Because I don't want to take, this is on this one. I'm going to show you. I did sew it. In my steam a seam here, I'm going to heat up my iron. Because then what I don't want is for you to sew in a little bit and lose any of that. But this is what I did with mine. Do you see how I am like right on the edge? And I sealed it up like that. So if you feel like you're confident you could do it that way, then you can sew it. If not, let's go ahead and let's do steam a seam. I use steam a seam light. 1/4 inch is my favorite, but I have 1/2 inch too. Is this it? This is it. Okay, so this is gonna have a, let's see if I can find the end. There it is. So you're just gonna go ahead and get a piece. If you don't have it, just use your machine. But like I said, you wanna sew it right on the edge. I'm gonna put this right on the edge too. You're gonna press it down. One side is sticky, one side has paper on it. If your paper doesn't come off easily, that means you didn't press it enough. So you wanna give it a good little press. Sometimes the paper comes off crumbly and in pieces. And like I said, if it does that, you just didn't press it down enough. Ooh, it's hot. Ooh, mine came right off because it was pressed so well. And then you can just push this down right on top of it. And it should be a little sticky. And I'm going through 2 layers of fabric, so. And the Steam-A-Seam light, and we sell it in the store, that should be a permanent bond. All right, sealed up. Now you're ready to do your next turn. All right, and I'm gonna turn this one more time. And you wanna poke out your corners. Okay, the next step is not necessary. You don't have to do it, but I think it just looks nicer. And so I am gonna do it. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? I already did it, but I'm still think it's so adorable. All right. So you can skip the next steps for part 2, steps 1 through 3. You don't have to create a casing on the back, but I think it looks better with the casing on the back, and it's going to hold your ribbon right in place. If you don't do the casing in the back, then the ribbon's just going to go wherever it does on the back side. So it's up to you. If you're like, I've had it, I'm done, I don't want to do anymore, you don't need to do anymore. But if you do want to do in the casing in the back, this is how you do it. I'm going to use a friction pen. It does tell you to use a water soluble pen. And then you're going to draw the lines in the back. So what you can do is just turn it over this way, pull your fabric over a little bit so you can see where the stitch lines are from the front side. And you're just going to be extending those. So I'm just going to put a line right here and a line right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and do it over here too. Like that. Okay. And now you know where to do your lines. And then I'm just going to, oh, you know what? That's not far enough over. There you go. All right. Now you can go ahead and put down your ruler and just do your line. I'm going to flip this. All right, there are your lines. I can't remember how they said to do it, but I thought that was just easier. And so that's how I've been doing it. This is probably, well, I'm going to say there's a couple of challenging parts. This part right here, now they want you to place the opening of your cinch sack around the arm of your sewing machine. Well, guess what? At this point, I did take off the embroidery arm of my luminaire and I tried to fit, and I don't even know why I would think that this would fit over that end. I mean, look at it. Come on. That's not going to fit. And it didn't even come close to fitting. So I wouldn't even take off your embroidery arm. I would set it to sewing so that the this part slides over. So I'm just going to set mine and set it to sewing. So that moves out of the way. Use your regular foot for this because it kind of has to tuck inside. And let me go ahead and I'm just going to change this out. Always hand tighten and then tighten with your tightener or screwdriver a little bit more. And we are going to sew on that line and we're just going to do our best to keep this fabric out of the way and make sure that we're not sewing on top of the other side. So I'm going to get my foot. My line wasn't totally straight when I did it because you kind of have to manhandle a little bit, but just do your best. And do a little back stitch.
That is why you don't do red.
Yeah, but you just put red in top, right? It'll be fine. And just take your time. And you're going to sew on that line. And you do have to watch out for the fabric in the back and just make sure that you're not sewing the front to the back. I'm going to take off my auto pivot so it holds my fabric down. And you're just going to, like I said, just do a couple inches at a time. Inch at a time if you need to. You just have to bend it. That's the beauty of our machines. They're big and beautiful, but it does not have a small free arm. And then heat up your iron because then we're going to press out. We're going to press out the friction. For me, I use friction. All right, do the next set. And again, you don't have to do this. You could just do that top row if you wanted, and then the ribbon would just go up to that. But I think it just looks prettier with the casing all the way around. I mean, sometimes I'm lazy about stuff. Just making sure that fabric in the back is out of the way as I sew it. Oop. Maybe I should have my speed control set so I don't get heavy footed. The next part, other than this part, is the hardest part of the whole project. The ribbon, getting your ribbon in, and the ribbon through the front is easy. The ribbon through the back, there's one part that just can be challenging. I just want to let you know right now. So if it's challenging for you, you know that's totally normal. All right, I'm going to press out the friction right now. I'm engaging in risky behavior because this iron is dirty back here. It's not coming off, so. All right. So now I have this gorgeous casing on the backside. You like how straight my line is, but I'm okay with it because it's there. All right, so you need a safety pin, ladies. Start digging in your sewing room. I just took mine and I was like, you know what? This is perfect. I'll just always pin it onto my needles because I know where those are. And then I'll always have a safety pin. I was worried that I was going to lose it for the class today, so I put it on there. Okay. If you want your ribbon, and I don't know, mine flipped. Like one side it looks pretty this way, both of them, and then one side it's not pretty, but I couldn't get it to really twist. So I think I'm just going to be fine with it, laying whichever way. I was trying to think in my head, do we need to put it in so both of the sides, pretty sides, are facing up? I still haven't figured it out. When I put it in, I put wrong side to wrong side and I threaded it through that way. And I think that's really how you want it. So, but then you're going to see the wrong side of this one. But then what am I twisted? So I see like pretty side on one side of both. And so, but I put mine in like this. I put mine in with wrong sides together. And I did clip your ribbon. So your ribbon should be clipped pretty like that. You don't have to do that, but I always think it looks nicer when you clip your ribbon at an angle. You're going to put your safety pin through both pieces of ribbon. and we're going to thread it through the front. So this side should be up. Go ahead and put it through one of those ribbon holes and thread it through the very front. That is the easy part. Okay, we're going to unclip that or unpin that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this and flip it to the wrong side. And you're going to take one end and pull it so it is short. So it's short here and long here. You're going to take the other one and pull it so it's short here and long here. Okay? So you pull one at a time. One gets pulled to the right, one gets pulled to the left. All right. Now you're going to take the long end. I'm going to take the right side and I am going to pin it. And we're going to thread it through. So there should be an opening here on the right-hand side. And I'm going to put my pin in there. And this is the hard part. It is really hard to get it out here. So what the instructions say is it says to ease ribbon through casing, insert small stick. And so I have, instead of a small stick, I have my gray stylus, because that to me is like a small stick, or if you have a chopstick or something like that. I was at home, I was using my purple thing. So you're going to just bring it here. The hard part about this is that there is a fold here and then there's a fold on the other side. So getting it right in that center is difficult. But the instructions say to ease ribbon through casing, insert small stick and push against safety pin. So I'm going to insert this end to make it as big as possible. Let me see if he'll even, I don't even know if he'll go through. We'll insert this end. And then we have to follow it through. This took me a while. The other side, I got it through really easily. And this one, though, it took me a minute or two to get it through. What are you feeling, Michelle? Okay, for the cupature, make sure you put all four things. But when you do it on the sheet, when they check out, and it has the embroidery designs in the box too. Okay, ladies, let me get this. Oh my goodness, I did it. There's my pin. So that can be challenging because you have a, you're trying to get it out. I'm going to try and did you bring my coffee? You have one piece of fabric that's folded like this, and you have a piece of fabric that's folded like this. And as you're trying to get your pin through, like through right here, it wants to go in here and in here. So it's hard getting it right in here with everything. So just know that might be challenging. Okay, I'm through here. I'm gonna pull them in. I'm gonna undo this. Now I'm gonna do this long piece here. I'm gonna put it back on the pin. And then I'm gonna put it through here again. And again, the hardest part is gonna be getting it out the other side. So let's just do that.
Sure. I'm not gonna show you. I'm just gonna take do you need me to do anything before?
And you've got to watch out for all the ribbon too, because I feel like I am. Can you make sure Shelly has all her stuff? If there's anything she's missing, talk to me so I can get it for her. But she got. Alrighty. Let's see. I'm underneath the ribbon. Hang on. Hang on. Let me see if I can get on top of the ribbon. Oh my, I think I got it. There he is. You know what, ladies? I'm sorry I made that look so easy because I made it look really hard on the video. And I just remember, because I've done these before, I just remember that being the most difficult part. Okay, once you have one end sticking out each side, you're going to grab those ends and just pull them, and you're going to tie these two ends together. And then you are going to do these two sides. See, mine's flipped. I don't know which way I should flip it the other way. I'll just see. Tie those two together. So I just tied them like that. And then pull, ladies. And there is your absolutely gorgeous cinch sack. And you're going to have to come back in here and trim away like all those little jump threads. But isn't that absolutely adorable? And you have enough to go again and do the sack of coal for the naughty children in your life. And that's it. Thanks for joining me, ladies. Do you have any questions?
Nope, thank you.
Thank you, Jeannie.
Thank you, Jeannie.
If anyone's chomping at the bit to get any stuff, I'll be here at the store until about 3. So you're welcome to come down, and I will see you later. We'll be back and open tomorrow. All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye.